Hey again. So, welcome to part two. The reason this happened was my phone ran out of space on it, which is why I cannot really edit. It's because I don't have space on my phone to support being able to edit. So, I do apologize about that. However, I did want to actually make some further, oh my god, I can feel that. That's so weird feeling. Sorry. I don't remember where I left off in my rambling. I'm not gonna lie. But I do hope that she's being sincere and everything like that. And that she is going to step away and take care of her health for as long as she needs to. Because for some people, like I said before, this is what's necessary. That one Diet Mountain Dew lasts me the entire day. And then I spend, like I said, the time between sips of the Mountain Dew, I'm just mostly drinking water, actually. Which is probably why the Mountain Dew lasts me the entire day. But anyway, life hack if you're poor. You can ration your canned soda. Anyway, because everyone knows I'm poor. College life, but no, but in all seriousness, she did mention something that I did want to get into and give my personal thoughts and feelings on, something that I'm not going to actually, because this is going to this portion of the video. First of all, I just wanted to say out loud I didn't get a chance to say in the last portion of the video, because like I said, the video had, like I said, cut out because my phone ran out of space, and then I was forced to upload it and then immediately delete it to then have the space to record this one. Yay! And then I realized there was a pretty significant backlog of vlogs that I had already uploaded but forgotten to delete, and I was like, oh, if I had just gotten to that, I wouldn't have had this issue where it cut off. But anywho, neither here nor there. What's done is done, cannot be undone, frankly. We just make do and adapt. So, the user who had recommended and asked for my thoughts on Rosie was the user Shannon Tatum 22. Seems absolutely like a lovely person. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you, Shannon. Like I said, on my Girl World channel, I'm going to actually do a proper deep dive where I really get into and break down and really research the nitty gritty, because this is a completely new person for me to research, and you just don't understand how excited I am about this. The autism special interest has been dying for a new avenue within this realm to explore. And the reason, and one of the reasons that she had cited in why she had quit was reaction channels. And I just wanted to firmly state that neither my vlog here nor my reaction, I nearly called it a reaction channel, it's not even a reaction channel, nor my Girl World channel, though she did say that Girl World channels are also a problem, so I suppose I am still a problem, allegedly. That those are also a problem in this dedicated corner of the internet to spewing hate, and it's like, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to break down the psychology and behaviorism behind all of this. I'm fascinated from a medical and psychological perspective, and a behavioral one, and frankly from a human one. I just find this all to be completely medically fascinating, and my career is going to be in this particular field of study, so I think that what I can learn from these girls would be absolutely invaluable, regardless of how they feel about it. If you put your life on the internet, unfortunately, you're inviting yourself to be picked apart. This is something that I am aware of, and that is why I'm kind of cautious about my online presence and what I do and don't share online. I will share about my disability and personal things, but there are certain things that I don't share simply because it's no. So that being said, I don't know. I think that there needs to be nuance to the discussion in that regard. And the thing is there does need to be more nuance in the girl world communities. There is a lot of just jumping into it from this vicious sort of attack mode already, because we already go into any new one. We just go into it assuming, oh, this is going to be just like Chantal or Anne Boleyn. And that's just not a healthy mindset to go into. Exploring new avenues, even though there are parallels to be had. That's just kind of the nature with these disorders. There are going to always be parallels when it comes to these disorders, similar traits and behaviors, certain psychological components that are going to mirror and be incredibly similar. So it's spinning on its own. But so that's just, I feel that there needs to be more nuance in the discussion. But however, there also needs to be an openness on their end to understand not everything that's critical is straight hateful. Like, sorry, I'm just so distracted. I'm sorry. I think my ADHD meds have literally just left my system, and I can physically feel it. It's a very weird feeling, actually. Caffeine. Anyway, bridging the gap. So I feel like there's more nuance to be had around the discussion, and there's a lot to be learned about it from a psychological and medical sense. And that is why I engage in this to the extent that I do. However, I engage from a very interestingly neutral perspective, or at least I try to, which means that I actually watch both sides of Girl World. The reaction side, the community side, as well as the creator side. And the both their trolling side and the non-trolling side, the critical side, all of it. I look at all of it because I find the entire community has its own very interesting dichotomy, so to speak, and culture about it. And I feel like that is largely just because of the mixing of all of this, like, just, I don't know, social psychology, really. It's just like a social situation and everyone's individual psychology playing into it. And then there's also the psychology of the group component. I'm so sorry, but I just could not. I can't stand the texture of my. Once the lips start to peel, I have to get it because the texture will bug me. Okay. And honestly, I don't eat it. I think that's gross. I just wipe it off and dispose of it. I've got a rubbish bin right next to me. Just get off into the rubbish bin right next to me because I'm lazy. Yeah, I'm calling myself lazy as a disabled person. It's been a running joke with myself for years, but that's not the point. Neither here nor there. Back on topic. Yeah, you can really see the ADHD really taking back over. I do apologize for the ADHD taking back over. My focus was so good up until this point. I had coherent thoughts and everything. So, So there is that component of it where there is this toxicity about the community. There is a toxic undercurrent within it. And there's no denying that. Let's not pretend it doesn't exist, because it does. It certainly does. There are people there who are there just to watch and cheer when bad things happen to some of these girls. And I don't think that's right. And just know I'm saying girls, not as in GIRLS, but girls with the O. Just to clarify that I am not infantilizing any women. I am a woman. But I call myself a girl too. I'm literally just a girl. I say, sounded like a whole ass dude. Yeah. We can tell that the spoons have very quickly left the chat as well. Coherency gone. I am so sorry. But from a psychological perspective, I do think it all very fascinating. And yes, the additional component to this video is me explaining why these little peeks behind the scenes to kind of give my thoughts and opinions and feelings as I'm delving into these new areas. My first thoughts as I'm taking notes and doing these deep dives is because I just don't feel these are adequate to put on my channel, on my Girl World channel, which I have actually privated a lot of my former videos on there, because I actually decided that I didn't like the laissez-faire way that I had approached it in the past, and I decided that I did want to give it more structure and make it more academic and, you know, just more professional in general. And so there might be an additional side channel that comes out for actual just reactions for the more casual stuff, just to kind of keep this sorted. But I just kind of wanted to give my first thoughts and reactions and how I relate as I'm getting into this, because Girl World is a really big part of my personal life. So why not vlog my interactions with it and how I'm feeling and my thoughts, and as I'm doing research and deep diving into the world of the girls and the eating disorders and the problems, you know, all of those things. Like I said, this is professionally what I plan on doing for the rest of my capable life. Yeah, that's a good way to word it. So as long as I'm capable, this is what I'm planning on doing. Is basically not like doing deep dives on internet eating disordered people, not unless I become incredibly successful at it. But anywho, so no, it's just medically and psychologically treating people with these kinds of issues is going to be what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. So I figure that understanding and researching and observing, this has been a huge part of my life for the better part of a decade. It's been a part of a decade. Oh my goodness. I have been in Girl World for so long, because I discovered Eugenia when I first got sick, and she was actually my start into Girl World. And then from there, I eventually discovered Amberlynn and then Chantal. Oh. Oh, golly me. Wow. I've been in Girl World for a decade. It's always Eugenia in the periphery that seems to get a lot of us in, I feel like. But neither here nor there. Sorry. Soda pop, you know how it is. So like I was saying, shit. after this, I'm gonna have to go walk to the post box. So yeah. So that's why these little tidbits, because I've noticed other reaction channels being like, I can't even remember what my first thought was, but I was like this, and it's like I wanted to capture those first reactions, and that's why I'm doing these little behind the scene things. Sorry, I guess I'm really all over the place. The ADHD meds have really kicked out of the system very quickly. As you've watched in this video and the last video, they have been steadily leaving the system for a good bit now. I need to stop picking. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, if there's anyone else that you guys want me to kind of look into that pertains to these kinds of topics, that a deep dive into because like I said, I don't plan on putting opinionated content in it where I put my thoughts and feelings in it as much anymore. Now I'm trying to look at it from a purely unbiased, unemotional, unattached way, just psychological, purely scientific. Just so that nobody can try to come at me and say that I'm being a hater. That's really my primary objective, is cover my own ass. Cover my own ass, produce something that is academically, academically productive, and something that adds to the conversation without making anyone feel like shit. Ideally. I mean, of course, if anyone feels like shit about things, they're going to feel like shit about things, and you can't really control how everyone feels. But the thing is I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, Amberlynn hasn't bathed all month, it's minging. I think she's fucking minging. I think she's gross, and I think she's trifling. I'm not going to do anything of the sort. That's just not really how I want to do things. No, I want to keep things basically very sterile, where it's just like scientific, where it's like, okay, here's the behavior I'm observing. Here's some of my theories of the psychological patterns I'm thinking could be going into it. Here's what is being said behind the behavior or being justified, and let's unpack it. That kind of way of doing it is it's much more, I want to take a much more scientific and unemotional approach to it, to kind of, like I said, avoid being called a hater or like being lumped in with some of the more vicious people who can take it a wee bit far at times. So yeah, I'm covering my own ass, but I'm also like kind of trying to be decent about it, because it just being vile just doesn't feel good. It's heavy on my soul and heart, and it's not the kind of person I am. I really like being more positive and optimistic ultimately, and I like thinking of solutions. I think of problems in let's break down the solution and strategize kind of way, which I think is a very good way to approach a lot of issues. So yeah, anywho, thanks for watching. Just wanted to kind of explain where I'm coming from there. Thanks again, Shannon, for the recommendation of looking into Rosie. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do a deep dive on her over the course of the next week or so. And then I will upload I don't know if it will be a single, I don't know if it'll be a series or a single video essay on my thoughts. I probably will expand from it as time goes on and as I learn more. So it might be just end up becoming a series of video essays as I learn more. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, my darling Cupid dolls. And I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I know the world is shit right now. And if you are, feeling the urge to relapse, I feel like this is a really big one that, I don't know, it just, the world's kind of fucked right now, and I know that the stress can be very triggering and can cause a lot of people to relapse into self-destructive behaviors. I just, if that's something you're tempted to do, I hope that you continue to stay strong and resist it. If you have, I hope that, I really pray and hope that, you know, you get help and things get better. And then if you're still good and haven't relapsed, I'm darn proud of you. Or if you've made a choice to, you know, recover, then I'm really proud of you, and I wish you the best of luck on that. These are very heavy topics that we're dealing with here, and I just wanted to say, you know, things are stressful now, so, you know, we're right now in a time that is very ripe for relapse, and I just want to say, for those of you who might be tempted to, please hold on, hold out hope, stay strong. For those of you who have, I do hope you get help, and I do hope things get better. For those of you considering recovery, I hope you take that chance, and I hope you recover. Because life does get better. You really got to fight for it to get better. You gotta fight against life sometimes. You got to fist fight fate to make it better. It's like, life will be better, so help me God. Yeah, that's the attitude you got to bring to the table sometimes. And sometimes that's the attitude that keeps you in recovery as well. So, these are just very crucial things to remember. Anyway, proud of you guys. I love you. Stay strong. See you in the next one. Bye, my darling Cupid dolls.